Sign up for free Premier League research for this weekend. It's a cracking coupon. Some intriguing matches. Hopefully the statistical angles will see you right. And I also include the over 2.5 goal percentages for each, for the top 5 teams overall in the last 8 matches, for the home teams at home and the away teams away. So it's a nice complete look at over 2.5 goals. Footballtradingprofits.com/Betfair. Trading made easy. Don't forget the hyphens. Cracking day, Gromit, yesterday. Let's take a look at the profits from the Conference League. When I'm in form, and you clean up. So let's take a stroll through my Telegram channel for members only. And let's see what we can see. Start at the bottom. Now, one of my top trading angles is to take on biblical characters, particularly when they're 650 years old. Like Noah, tried to park the ark against back Topola, but they was having none of it, governor. Good stuff. 1-3 lead for Noah. As I said to you in yesterday's preview video, it's all about the in-play stats for the Conference League. Back Topola, 2.15 pre-match favourites, by no means red hot, but the in-play stats were emphatic. Look at that. Very nice, Mr. Faulty. £100 in the bag. That, relative to our stakes, is an excellent return. That was the liability, £6.92. How about that? Backing back Topola at odds of 34. Laying Noah at 1.14. I bet Noah had wished he'd taken those 2 hippopotamuses off the ark and stuck them in goal. Then he might have stopped back Topola. Great stuff. 3-figure return for £6.92. If you haven't joined footballtradingprofits.com yet, why not? This was a lay the draw. Celje, and the New Saints from Wales. I decided to take on the Gaelic sides because the leagues, the Welsh League and the Northern Irish leagues, obviously very weak. But left with egg on my face as Larne get the win. But we laid the draw here at 2-2. I was expecting capitulation from these lower tier sides, the New Saints and Larne. Certainly the New Saints delivered. Nice little green screen there. But I don't like laying the draw with that amount of liability. I haven't figured out another way of doing it. But if we can get that swing from there to there, then that's excellent. But it's a bit of a hit because this is our maximum liability. If we do, that draw remains. This was again the 2-3, I think, back Topola. So they got a goal back from 1-3 down. And I do say to members, you've got the opportunity to lock in profit now, or you can weigh up the amount of time left and go for the big boy. More mince pies if you can get back Topola to win. This was a lay the draw. Larne and Ghent, it was 0-0 at half time. The last time Larne played against Dinamo Minsk, they conceded 2 second-half goals. I was expecting same here, but Larne scored first. And when the underdog scores first, the draw odds rarely move. So you've got to cash out because the market's expecting an equaliser. So we just take a small hit. It tends to be break-even-ish when the underdog scores the first goal. This was the Noah match from right at the beginning. This was the lay the draw. As you can see, Larne scored, so we got out for a £3 liability. And that was the same story. As you can see, taking on the New Saints, taking on Larne. MOLDE +1. MOLDE conceded the first goal. This was as they equalised. No, this was actually a 2-1 lead before half-time. I did recommend to members, once you get a lead coming from behind, and they've done it by half-time, take the profit. Look how close that is. MOLDE +1, for those of you who don't like the Europa Conference League. Those of you who want to go for the match odds, it's a nice 29 quid return before half-time. what actually happened second half, Mlada Boleslav took the lead. MOLDE came back and won 4-3. So good stuff there. That, I think, was just a profit at the 1-1. And that's the Hearts match. They did go on and win, but I got involved in the half-time market. This was the preferred method. Keep your liability low, because Petrocub be keeping a lot of 1-1s, 1-0s. So very hard to score 2 goals against. But why on earth were Hearts 1.36 favourite today? So I dipped my toe in. Keep your liability low. As you can see, quite superb day yesterday for members. Lots of money for your mince pies. Fantastic stuff. Particularly if you stood and stayed in with Baka Topola 3-figure return. That will get you some high quality mince pies. Well, Friday is my day off because I tend to do live streams for members on a Saturday and Sunday. But it looks like a good coupon. We've got some of the major leagues returning. Normally when you see Bayern Munich playing on a Friday, it does suggest Champions League is upcoming. But I don't think it will be over the Christmas period, will it? This is... No, it won't be, because it's the winter break for the Germans and the Austrians and all the others who are going to be snowed in, basically. So ignore that. Winter break begins. So I think this will be a keenly fought contest in order to just get those 3 points in the bag heading off to the winter break. Westerlo and Mechelen, well, we'll look at that in play, I think, if I do play. Luton and Derby. Let's have a quick look at soccerstats.com. See if that can unpack an angle for this Luton Derby match. And this is what I would highly recommend you do at this stage of the season. From November onwards, we've got 9 or 10 matches under our belts, bare minimum. That means we've got plenty of patterns emerging. Some matches are unreadable, of course. The Manchester teams, totally not worth my effort at all. But some of these could be. We've just got a bit of a problem with the Wi-Fi. It's there we go, running a bit slow. But let's have a look. So initially, I don't see many patterns, do you? We've got sporadic wins for Luton, but they are unbeaten in the last 5 home matches, 3 wins in 5. There's streaks and sequences. We've got all these ridiculous adverts now, so excuse that. It's the only way I can view soccerstats.com is if I have to tolerate these ridiculous ads. Otherwise, it's 60 quid. So let's have a look through. There I am. How did they get my photograph? And that's me on a thin day as well. That's you Topola backers after spending all of your winnings on mince pies. So let's have a look at the current streaks and sequences. Scored in the last 11, the home team. And I wish they'd show the team's name. Luton against Derby, there we go. Be nice to just see L or D there. But no defeat in 5 at home. Scored in the last 11 at home, Luton. So we would be looking for them to score. They have conceded in the last 5 matches overall as well. Derby County, no real patterns away. No winning 3 away. They failed to score in the last 2 away. So for me, if Derby County score first, are they really going to score a second, having not scored in 2? So don't forget stats, home for the home side, away for the away side. Working our way down, it's 19th against 14th. And the big surprise that a newly relegated side is struggling. Normally, they're up here, up around this area, because you've got the whole Premier League season under your belt and you really should be benefiting from it. So it's 19th against 14th. 2 sides not exactly firing at the moment, as you can see. But putting together a good run. Luton are unbeaten at home against 7th and lower, with only the 1 defeat against QPR. Both teams are scoring as a strong angle as well, with, again, only the 1 defeat in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, both teams to score matches. Derby County away tend to struggle mostly against the top 7. This infers that they've just had a tough start to the season, haven't they, away from home? They've met the 7 best form sides. Only the one defeat against teams below them. And again, we've got a very strong both teams to score angle away. So that's something which pervades for both teams. Might be something for you to think about. Over 2.5 goals, 64% for the home side, 36% for the away. Failing to score, don't forget, in the last 3. So we might see a 1-1 today. And if we do see a 1-1, I would certainly lay the very, very late draw in the hope that that converts to a 2-1. As you can see, we've got a couple of 2-1s here, there for both of these teams. So we're starting to get a picture of this Luton Derby match. We see 2 strugglers really, but we see a Luton side who tend to be more reliable at home, and that's where they'll be picking up their points this season. Do target any Derby County lead in the 76th to 90th minute. That is concerning, very concerning indeed. Even when Wayne Rooney, football genius, was the manager of Derby, they had this trouble as well. So that's soccer stats. I would highly recommend you do that with matches that you find difficult. English League One, I'm not really going to research too much of that. I've done it for members. So if you're a member of footballtradingprofits.com, you've got the research to hand. Peterborough, a bit hit and miss. They got the win against Northampton in the Cup, but then they lost to Northampton in the league prior. In-play stats will certainly bring that alive. You know what to do with a professional development league, don't you? Over 2.5 goals. Try to delay to get better odds. Bayern Munich and Leipzig has a look of a derby-style match about it, but Leipzig have been tonked recently, badly, by Wolfsburg and Hoffenheim. Now, if Bayern Munich turn up, watch out. We need to see Sir Harold of Kane playing and not Thomas Muller, who is about as old as Joe Biden. That was a real rick. That's what cost them the match against Mainz. It was a mystifying lineup. Why don't you put a youngster up front and not Thomas Muller? He's had his day in the sun. That's not really a replacement for Sir Harold of Kane, who has a muscle injury at the moment. So we need to see Harry Kane playing if we're going to be ultra confident about Bayern Munich today. Today. I'm doing this the night before. Okay, German Bundesliga. The best way to look at the German Bundesliga, I think, is from a goals perspective. It's one of those leagues which is a very high percentage of over 2.5 goals. And here, total last 8, home and away, you can get a quick look at the ties. So Dusseldorf, Magdeburg. Let's have a look at Dusseldorf and Magdeburg. Put it in alphabetical order. Dusseldorf here, 50% overs. Pretty poor, totally. Magdeburg, 75%. So a little bit of a reliance on Magdeburg. Dusseldorf, at home. They are the home side. So we're only going to look at them at home. Again, 50%. So as far as Dusseldorf's concerned, it's not good enough for me, I'm afraid. It's a 50-50 chance, of course. So, sorry, that's overall. That's the last 8 matches. So recently, it's not very good either. 62%, a little bit better for Magdeburg in the last 8. Dusseldorf at home, how are they getting on? 50%. And Magdeburg in their away matches, how do they get on? 88%. So you've got to be over-reliant on Magdeburg. For Dusseldorf, it's pretty much a toss of the coin, isn't it? 50-50. That pervades throughout Dusseldorf for overs. That's how I would look at over 2.5 goals in these matches. So I'll leave you to do Elversberg Schalke yourself. What you do, you go to the Bundesliga 2, you look for goals, and this is all thanks to member Paul Dunwoody for unpacking this for me. I didn't know this existed, and it's an excellent tool to look at the goals by team in a 2.5 goal league. Now you can tell this is a 2.5 goal league by going up to the league section here and clicking on the 2.5 goals and just looking for the Bundesliga 2, 63% over 2.5 goals. So Not all matches will be 2.5 goals, of course. 4 out of 10 won't. The way to look at it is to look at the 2.5 goal, as I've just shown you. Verona and AC Milan. Well, you'd be thinking that AC Milan would get the better of Verona here. But they had a 0-0 in the last match, AC Milan. One of a number of teams mystifyingly failing to score last weekend. For no apparent reason, Barcelona add them to the list. So Verona will have to, Milan will have to overcome that very poor 0-0 last match. Salernitana have been a team well worth following in Italian Serie B. Newly relegated, and it look as if they are finding their feet, along with Sassuolo. Or am I getting the two mixed up? Indeed, Sassuolo at the top, newly relegated and dominant. Salernitana, I am getting them mixed up. I knew it began with an S-A, so it's ignore what I've just said. Salernitana in a spot of bother. And favourite today, wouldn't be trusting them with stolen money. RKC Valvik and Pek Zwolle, a couple of mid-table mediocrity sides, so just be careful. The Dutch Eerste Divisie, I've done the research for members as far as over 2.5 goals is concerned, and this is what you'll get as a member of footballtradingprofits.com. It is an overs league, the Dutch Eerste Divisie. So as we did with the German Bundesliga, 2, you look at each individual match, and you're looking at the matches with the best over 2.5 goals record. So this is what I've done for members. This is a members only section. So I'll just show you one match. All of the other matches, and this all research is for members as well. It's a comprehensive research. I'll give you the free Premier League research if you sign up. Footballtradingprofits.com, Betfair Trading made easy. Dutch Eerste Divisie, 2.5 goal stats. So let's have a look at Camber and Young AZ Alkmaar. I've highlighted the strongest stat, which is the away side. Young AZ, 68%. But I don't like these stats, 42 and 44 for the home side. Under average, or under 50%. The ones which do stand out, let's have a look. I quite like the look of this. There's a lot of 60% is there, and an 88% for Dordrecht in their most recent 8 matches. So momentum-wise, Dordrecht are looking solid. Emmen and Den Bosch, this is a 50-50, isn't it? I don't know whether it's going to be overs or unders, so you just don't play. Or you rely on the in-play stats. This is far better, isn't it? Young PSV and Vitesse Arnhem. Vitesse Arnhem, though, did produce overs in the last match, but all of the goals came second half. But I do like these high percentages for not just for the home side, but for the away side as well. Home side, 89% season long. Away side, 68% overs, 75% overs. That for me would be an over 2.5 goal match. So that's what I would recommend you do if you're interested in over 2.5 goals and you want to have a full look at the matches. What I normally tend to do with the Eerste Divisie this Friday, both teams to score and over 2.5 goals in an accumulator. If it clicks, ka-ching. The SPL will get short shrift from me. Girona, Valladolid. Girona, Champions League side, should have the better of Real Valladolid. Turkish Yorkshireman, Ayopspor. Nora Batty is the manager, along with Alan Titchmarsh, Compo and Clegg, and the Horvis man with his bicycle. And the Tetley Teabags men, they are the medical staff for Ayopspor, the Turkish Yorkshireman. Playing the special ones, Fenerbahce. Coming off the back of a really good cup win, Ayopspor, but I expect the special one to get the better of the Turkish Yorkshireman. That's my Friday. If I am up and around for members, it is my day off, but it's cold. So best to stay in, do a bit of football trading. I am looking after my father tomorrow. He's had a couple of falls recently, knocked his confidence. We're off to see the doctor tomorrow. So family is prioritised tomorrow. I don't promise I'll be doing any trading for members. It is my day off. So if we've got any family gathering or anything, I will be prioritising that. But it does look a good coupon. It's a readable coupon, and that's what I like when I'm trading. So members of footballtradingprofits.com, do expect me, if I'm not doing anything else, Anybody else? Free Premier League research at footballtradingprofits.com/Betfair trading made easy. And if you go to footballtradingprofits.com, you can sign up for the free trial offer for the service. You saw how rock solid I was yesterday. And this is the Conference League, for goodness sake. Very difficult match. How about that for finishing the day off? 100 quid. Add to that a nice profit on a lay the draw. And we had the MOLDE win as well. Nice 30 quid before half time. So you don't even have to worry about the second half. It all adds up to an extremely good evening for very small liabilities. Don't forget, the bigger the liability, the bigger the returns. But the bigger the liability, the bigger the losses. Have a great day. And I might see members of footballtradingprofits.com a bit later.